Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why a new Andy Cohen report has me concerned about RHONJ's future. As a Bravo fan who's been watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey since table flips and sprinkle cookies, it's painful to admit. RHONJ is not okay, and according to a new report, things are worse than we thought when it comes to the popular franchise. Andy Cohen, Bravo's head honcho and the ultimate housewives puppet master, is reportedly scrambling behind the scenes to save the franchise amid the deep pause. And while the phrase might sound like secret code for "we'll be back soon," the details are painting a much more uncertain picture. That dreaded phrase, deep pause, has popped up before in Bravoland, and it rarely ends well. The Real Housewives of New York reboot disaster still looms large in the minds of fans and execs alike. That show's original cast was iced out entirely, and the new version, while fine, lacked that iconic energy only OGs can bring. And now it looks like the Real Housewives of New Jersey may be heading toward the same fate. According to the National Enquirer's report, they've hit the panic button. The Bravo added, "The last thing Andy wants is another RHONY-style reboot disaster. But the current cast, it's not working. And they know it. There's no clear plan to move forward." That doesn't sound like a temporary break. It sounds like full-on Bravo gridlock. The current cast dynamic is beyond recovery. The family feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga has sucked all the oxygen out of the room, and no one seems willing to film together anymore. What used to be explosive has become exhausting for the cast and the fans. If Bravo doesn't find a solution soon, RHONJ could go from paused to permanently binged. And that would be a tragedy for Housewives history. The Bravo source also claimed that Andy is scrambling to keep Real Housewives of New Jersey alive. On the June 3 episode of The View, Andy confirmed the franchise is actively casting. He shared, "We are doing casting with RHONJ as well. It was really on a deep pause, and we are actively there, casting, and kind of looking at the future of what that will be." He stated, "It's a great franchise and we love it. I just have to reiterate that." It's clear that the network is desperate to avoid another Real Housewives of New York-style reboot, but something has to change. Whether that means we'll see a full recast, a hybrid of old and new blood, or a spin-off style relaunch is still unclear. What is clear? Andy isn't ready to let Jersey go without a fight. And honestly, neither are we. RHONJ has been one of Bravo's most iconic franchises for over a decade. It gave us family drama that felt real, explosive reunions, and characters who became pop culture icons. But even legends need a reset, and that might be the only way to save it. I don't believe that the Real Housewives of New Jersey is unsalvageable. It's just stuck. The Teresa versus Melissa feud has run its course, and the cast is fractured beyond repair. Sadly, even the storylines have become repetitive, with the same fights rehashed in different kitchens every season. It's not that the cast isn't talented, it's that the format is broken. What RHONJ needs is a second chance. Not necessarily a reboot, but a relaunch. It would be nice to keep a few key players. Yes, Teresa should stay since she's the nucleus, whether you like her or not. But the network and Andy should also bring in fresh voices and give the show a new direction. Bravo should look at what worked back in seasons 1 to 3. At that time, there were real relationships, layered conflict, and a sense that these women actually knew each other off camera. That's what made RHONJ feel different. That's what needs to be revived. There's still an appetite for the Garden State drama, but not if it's the same storyline, season after season. Real Housewives of New Jersey is available to stream on Peacock. The show streams on Hulu in the UK and Ireland. In the glitter-drenched, table-flipping world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, chaos has always been the main course. Since its explosive debut in 2009, RHONJ has been a delicious blend of family feuds, eyebrow-raising loyalties, gaudy mansion tours, and unfiltered drama delivered with a distinctly Jersey accent. But after a recent report involving Bravo's maestro himself, Andy Cohen, even the most devoted fans are beginning to ask, has RHONJ finally gone off the rails for good? Let's be clear, Andy Cohen is Bravo, the charismatic puppeteer behind Watch What Happens Live, executive producer across the franchise, and professional pot stirrer. Cohen doesn't just have a finger on the pulse of Housewives drama, he is the pulse. So when a new report drops suggesting that Cohen is having second thoughts about RHONJ's future, or worse, is leaning toward a potential pause for the franchise, fans don't just raise their eyebrows. We reach for our wine and prepare for a crisis. The latest buzz suggests that RHONJ is at a creative impasse. Translation: the drama has gone from delicious to destructive. What was once a show about sisterhood, loyalty, and just enough betrayal to keep things interesting has become a battleground devoid of resolution or real connection. The cast is deeply fractured, reportedly to the point where they can't even be in the same room without a nuclear meltdown. And unlike the old days, when Teresa Giudice could toss a table one week and make peace the next, the wounds now seem permanent, festering beneath the surface like a botched Botox injection. But what really makes this report concerning isn't just the dysfunction, it's Andy Cohen's tone. Known for playing cheerleader even in the darkest Bravo hours, Dallas reboot, anyone, Cohen is suddenly sounding weary. There's a subtle shift in his usual bravado. Hints that the show has become too toxic, too hard to produce. Rumblings that the season 14 reunion was canceled, not because of scheduling conflicts or technical issues, but because the cast simply could not coexist without things devolving into irreparable chaos. And let's be honest, when Bravo cancels a reunion, it's like Santa skipping Christmas. It's unheard of. The reunion is the Super Bowl of Housewives season arcs. Receives, regrets, and redemptions, all under one rhinestone-encrusted roof. Without it, the narrative never concludes, and that's terrifying for fans who've invested over a decade in these women's lives. If Cohen and Bravo are truly at a breaking point with RHONJ, we need to consider what that means. Are we witnessing the end of an era? Is RHONJ too far gone to save? Some blame the deeply entrenched feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga, whose sister-in-law war has become both the show's backbone and its Achilles heel. For years, Bravo milked their rivalry, knowing full well that their family ties made the drama feel authentic. But now, the relationship is beyond repair, and viewers know it. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, no hope of reconciliation. It's not compelling television anymore. It's sad. Others point to the show's increasing reliance on toxicity as a plot device. Without genuine friendships or emotional arcs, the show leans on screaming matches, character assassinations, and loyalty tests more befitting Survivor than a reality series about suburban opulence. The new cast additions haven't been able to bridge the gap, and the OGs are so entrenched in their grudges that evolution seems impossible. So where does that leave us? There's talk that Cohen may push for a reboot, similar to what RHONJ underwent. Start fresh with a new cast, maybe keep a familiar face or two for continuity, but wipe the slate clean. In theory, it's a tempting solution, but Jersey fans are fiercely loyal. Would they accept a show without Teresa, Melissa, or Dolores? Could a reboot recapture the messy magic without the Giudice-Gorga family drama anchoring the plot? And even if Bravo does pull the plug temporarily to reassess, what does that say about the broader Housewives universe? RHONJ was always one of the most emotionally raw franchises. If even that show can't sustain its core relationships, what hope do the others have? At its best, the Real Housewives universe is not just about feuds and fashions. It's about the messy, complicated, sometimes ugly bonds between women who are forced to navigate friendship and fame under a magnifying glass. RHONJ took that idea and dialed it up to 100, giving us one of the most iconic runs in reality TV history. The infamous christening brawl, Teresa's table flip, Danielle Staub's return from exile, Margaret Joseph's pushing boundaries, and people. It's been glorious. But the truth is, reality TV only works when there's still some reality left in it. If the relationships on screen become purely transactional or performative, viewers can feel it.